the promises, the power plays, the pretense, it is all high. But it is now upon you to understand and realize who is your leader and who isn't, who is for the people and who is not for the people, for you to be ready to cast that vote come January 15th, when you are looking for the president that is going to be taking us for the next 5 years up to 2031. So nze wano ngenda kubanga mbagamba nti awo manifeste yo mugitunulira bulungi nnyo n'amaanyi mugianalyzing, listen to those messages abakulembeze ze bali mukubawa. The other I was listening to Nandala Mafabi talking about the tax on everything, and he's telling us we are paying a lot of taxes, but our taxes are not helping us because they are landing in the wrong hands. So now he wants to come out and clear some stuff, which is a good thing. I think it is a good thing, but I'm not saying that is the right candidate. It depends on you. What do you want for the country? You as a people, what do you want? So I welcome my guest of the day, Marcel Kasadat. I'm really humbled to have you today. Yes, and we are really excited to have your analysis of the political climate as it is in Uganda today. Very good morning.
A good morning to the viewers of the TikTok. Sadat Maseruka is my name. Apologies for having come a bit late. However,
apology accepted.
It is an honor and a pleasure that we are given the opportunity to come and speak to the nation regarding the future of this country, politic-wise. Yes.
DF erietya
DF jeri kibina kya kamala emyezi ena mukyanga kironshingibwe Masaka era kisobodde okuba nti mu bbanga ery'emyezi ena kisimbyewo ebifo ku buli abesimbyewo bali ku buli mutendera gwonna okuva ku local government era twakonkuludize n'okunominating aba MPs abasukka 10 oba oli awo tufunako hafu yaabo tuyinza okuba nga tuli mu ggwanga lino
okujjako ekyo bwa president
ekyo National Council yatuula the topmost organ nesalawo nti emyezi ena gye twakamalawo tuyinza okutategekeka bulungi nga twesimbyewo ku bwa president naye kiba beta ne tuparticipating mu bifo ebirala ate n'olw'ensonga gye twateekawo nti amateeka g'ebyokulonda gaba nga tegakyuse bulungi nga tugataddeeko ssiro kubaako kitukyusa okwetaba mu kalulu k'obwa president kiyinza okutubeerera ekizibu okunviisinga bannayuganda nti yadde tebinatereera bulungi naye ate wetuli. So ensonga ezo ne tuziraba nga zasimba obutateekawo presidential candidate, naye n'ebifo ebirala ne tusalawo nti tujja kwesimbawo nti wakiriko.
Wakiri. How has been the process yokuba nti you have your candidates nominate and you know roll them out?
The process ya nomination is mad with a lot of yes, especially in the conduct of some connivance with the Electoral Commission and some candidates purportedly. Kuba ekisinga okutwewunyisa ye mechanism Electoral Commission gyekozesa okuverifyinga signatures. Utuuka eno okugamba nti guno mukono teguli mu register. Oyina opportunity ki approving Electoral Commission to mukono guli mu register osobola okunominating within time.
Omukono gwa candidate
omukono gwa sekenda gwa nominator n'omuntu yenna kati that level of secrecy take out transparency kakasida nti omukono baguganye genuinely oba ne butuuka ne bakugamba nti network teriko tusobola ku verifying emikono giro olinda mujja kuma wenja.
So do you think Electoral Commission was conniving with some other people?
I said allegedly.
Kind of frustrate your candidates?
Allegedly there is some level of connivance. Why? Candidate omu wajja network ebekola bulungi. Abala we bajja bakola ko mbabiri balaga network egize. So
but that is possible. If you look at it critically and also look at how our networks in Uganda are, you can really understand that it is very possible.
That is glorifying of incompetence. Tukirize tugane nti tugenda tuli mu digital era kati nze sola kubeera penalized because of an inefficiency and a problem of the Electoral Commission. Tize mikono njirese.
It might be not
kakati toyinza kungamba nti abatalina network balemedde okuverifying ate nze mba nkosebwa kubanze wembambi kuletedde
obuvunanyizibwa bwange mbukoze
obugwe gwa kumaking sure ate nga nti sina network data as a result okubanga gwe tewetegese bulungi nze mbambo naabona ekyo kiba kyabwenkanya
obuzibu si bwa electoral commission nga it is obuzibu bwa government ngayinza tekoze mulimu gwayo mu butuufu so you find that these institutions are being affected.
Etteeka lya Electoral Commissions Act likwasa Electoral Commission obuyinza bwonna ku nsonga zonna ez'ebyokulonda. Kakati we tugamba government nabo abali mu government abasinga nabo balwanira bifo byabwe kudda nga bakola ki nga beesimbyewo so government gitwogerako essaawa eno eyaweebwa obuvunaanyizibwa ekitu kya government it is the Electoral Commission era esaba budget era yeteeka emyaka 5 nga yeteekateeka era sisuubira nti mu myaka egy'etaano esaba ssente ezimala ne training aba staff ekimala nefuna ne equipments ezimala era nesaba wabeerawo obuwaayiro mu mateeka obugirebesa okukola emirimu gyayo obulungi esabe ennongoosereza zikolebwe so that ekola emirimu gyayo efficiently neeba tekikoze era gye tuba tulina okublaminga.
So bw'otunuulira ogamba nti ng'ovudde ku the connivance of the EC ebintu tebyalitambudde bubi kusinzira abamu bali mu kugamba akasente babadde ebibiina bimu tebirina akasente. How has it been mu DF akasente komukayina?
It is members participatory initiatives that are sustaining political parties. Nti member omunga awulira nti political party oba akkiriza mu ideology yaayo yateekawo embeera n'okulaba nti getting nominated oba akwasiza akawula ne bagetinga nominated. Ebibiina ebyobufuzi byakatandika okufuna kye bayita civic awareness in terms of independence in funding. Nti abantu balo tebakimanyi oba tebakimanyi nti ebibiina by'obufuzi actually they are vehicles that actually is keeping this nation in unity, is keeping abantu okuba nti fenna tuli involved in the governance of this country. Kibula nti kati funding etandise okujja ate naye ekyali limited to only those that are in parliament. So kati ebibiina by'obufuzi ne DF we are looking for money naye era nete kitugana kutambula olwa strong message syndicate y'abantu.
Are you also looking for money okuva mu ba president bayita imperialists? The president says are being funded by imperialists. So
that is a personal opinion that has no proof. He has never said it because imperialist is a very big word. Which kind of imperialists? Are they in the USA? Are they in the UK? Are they where? Are they in China?
Wherever they are.
So that is a blanket statement that cannot be verified or quantified. And the Democratic Front is a social democratic center-left political party. So abakkiriza mu ideology eyo mu Uganda ne bannayuganda kuba ekibiina kya bannayuganda beekunganya ne bateekamu ssente mu kibiina kyabwe.
Okay. Well, tugenda kubanga tutandika discussion yaffe nga bwegenda okubanga etambulira ddala for the next 1 hour. We are going to analyze the current political climate mu Uganda nga bweri kusinzira ku gwe nga tujiwe percentage tusoke tujiwe percentage out of 10. How do you rate the current political atmosphere out of 10?
The current political atmosphere out of 10 ekyali around 4, maybe November oyinza okuyingira 10.
Why hasn't it gained? Lwaki tenagaininga momentum?
Tenagaininga momentum, one, because we have been fed on narratives for the last 4-5 years. Tetulina what we call an issue-based campaign. Nti yes toyina nsonga gy'owesimbako gy'ogamba nti ono bwankolera kino ngenda kumulonda bwansuubiza okukola kino oba bino bitwetaaga mu kitundu kyaffe tulwaninze nnyo narratives ze tuyita populist chants nti oli nekiba nti tezilong lasting. That means buli luvannyuma lwa bbanga olina okureinventing otekewo chant endala but noba nga olina ensonga kw'oyimiridde nti ensonga yaffe etutwala mu kwesimbawo tutwala mu parliament okuleeta amateeka agagenda okuleeta ennongoosereza mu ngeri gye tulondebwamu mu bifo byonna ebyobukulembeze. Ekyo kiri long lasting. Kisukka ku onule okugamba nti essaawa yonna tugenda mu ntebe So naye ensonga eno oba togituukiriza within 5 years osobola okugiddako the next 5 years.
Yes.
Era n'ogamba nti ensonga erako okuleeta ennongoosereza oba okuleetawo obukulembeze obuteenyigira mu corruption ne bakuteeka ku testi eyo nti ono kasita akola n'atusibira ono abadde basendeze omusolo, that means awo akola. Naye kakati campaign nebeera nga eri around kasita abantu bakuŋŋaana ne ba shouting at those popular chants, at the end of the day bavaawo nga tebalina kiki batwala waka kunnyonnyola balala nti atazze muraali, atazze kuwuliriza mukulembeze gwazze ozaayo okimugamba nti abannaye omusajja tugenda muwakalu agenda kola bwekiro. Ate it is all across all political parties.
No. When you got in here, I was telling my viewers that Nandala was in Mbale. And the people of Mbale welcomed him in huge numbers. And he had a message, by the way. Yabadde nga ali kumenya emisolo ejiri ku buli kintu kye tuteekako essente, ku mafuta, ku migaati, ku sukaali, on everything. Ng'alaga omusolo bannayuganda gwe bali mukuwa. Era n'atutegeeza nti singa aba aweereddwa obuyinza n'agenda mu ntebe, agenda kubanga ate afuula bannayuganda okubenefitinga mu misolo gye basasula, sinakindi okugikendeezaako egimu n'agijjawo. Kati oyo aba talina message. Nze already message nagicapitalize. olaba messaging ne modes of communicating that message zibeera in tandem, zitambulira wamu. Ekisooka buli political party eri mu kalulu, I believe, ina manifesto. Kituufu.
Naye manifesto ezo tebasobodde zitranslatinga into people's brains oba into people's conversations. So sigamba nti olwokuba nti campaign
tebazifudde nnyangunguza bantu kutandika kubanga barelatinga nazo.
Yes, kati okugamba nti campaign teriimu issues tekitegeeza nti parties ezirina manifestos, balina well written manifestos. Naye translating those manifestos, passing on that message, ebeere nga enyikira mu bantu nga no gwogambe gye yabadde iziti misindwa. Nga avuddeyo asobola okuddayo n'annyonnyola n'afuuka ambassador owa manifesto eyo. Kati gwe akitegedde because oli mu media. Naye w'otuuka ku bantu abaatendize rally eyo abaera ajja kugamba asinga bajja kuba bafunyeemu kimu nti FDC yabadde wano. Other than getting that wetulonda presidential candidate wa FDC ayimiridde ku nsonga ya kumenya sure nti emisolo gyonna gikola ki jika. So naye akina mu manifesto ye ayogera ku bintu bingi mu manifesto ye. Naye the mode of communication and transmitting it into an issue based campaign tulemeddwa nga bannabyabufuzi gituukiriza in this election.
So how do we get away from that kind of situation? Because now
secondly another issue why campaign tenatuuka tena gaining momentum is the unpredictability of the electoral commission. Leero ekyusa date eno ino nekola date eri kati kwegamba neyeteekateeka okubanga abeera mu kalulu afuna obuzibu okumanya what are the precise dates. Recently abantu bali bumanyi kati akalu kayongezwa election ya presidential and parliamentary yayongezeddwayo olunaku lulamba. Nominations bajja bazikyusa paka ku last minute. So nakyo nekimeekanga nga kiteekawo a certain level of uncertainty mu election period gye tulimu. So abantu ne balemwa okuteekayo nnyo ebirowoozo kuba omanyisa bino bagenda bikyusa. Oyinza okubanga okampeyini nze ng'ogaga atubongeddeyo wiiki oba wiiki tugikendeezezzaako because everything is possible tukirabye.
Naye bwe tubanga tuli mu kulivinga mu uncertainty, doesn't that kuleetera gwe ali mu kuparticipatinga mu election mu byobufuzi bino okubeera nti weofuna akadde kakozese bulungi nti ne bwe banaasembeza date you have already traversed the country. Never bajongezayo. You have done your job.
And some elections have a statutory period of time upon which people must campaign. tokera bukezi ku macha
nanti yes kati ba president baba rolling out
yes.
you go and campaign
yes.
so kati fetusubira nti mwe mugenda kozesa akadde electoral commission keba wadde okutuuka ku buli muntu
ekyo tekibana kya bwenkanya ng'ogamba nti kankusa akadde kado akaba kampeereddwa oba kanene oba katono ekyo Democratic Front yali okugamba nti tugenda mu kalulu nga tuli mu period gye tutategeera ogenda campaigninga kuva banga ki na banga ki notuka ku presidential election nga bweri saawa eno district yemu erimu constituencies entono nyinzo balina constituencies 5 naye ng'olina okugicampaigningamu districts 2 buli lunaku olw'okuba nti electoral commission yakendeza obudde kakati obunafuna ddi obudde obuconvincing abantu across all those districts in Uganda nga buli district oyitamu mpite olina okuba districts 2 omulundi gumu so ekyo kendeeza oba okugaziya obudde nakyo kitenteekateeka ya munabyabufuzi yandibadde agamba nti ngenda kukozesa ennaku 3 niwamugamba kati olina 28 yandibadde agamba nti kakati sente zennina zimaliza ennaku 3 niwagamba tukuwadde ennaku 5 so byonna kyokanga yali apulani ennaku ameka 3 so byonna biddayo ne binyigirizo yaba yeesimbyewo there must be certainty nti akalulu kagenda kubeerawo mu bbanga bweriti kubeera the constitution eteekawo time frame nti within this period before yes. and after so kakati naye ate tekitegeeza nti ate space ereke gibakwasiza electoral commission okudetermininga when the election shall specifically happen ate yo baja abusing bapushinga kino bapulinga kino bapushinga kino bapulinga so kati bakanisa basinga ne frustration ogifuna for instance obadde omanyi ogenda campaigninga
for awo wenyini frustration ejetya gwe wabadde kumanyi nti bakulonda ku 14 ne bakuongezayo nti bakulonda ku 15 how can that frustrate you
yes one wembanga nina abalonzi bange 15 for instance nga businessmen but they are flying in and out of the country nga bamanyi on the 14th bakomawo kunonda ne bakyusa nagamba mujje ku 16th obanga agamba ngenda kulonda ku 14th ku 15th I move out so kati otta programu z'abantu totana za candidate yeka n'abantu abalelainga ko kubanze eya campaigninga mu week yasooka nga bamaze muno miniti nga presidential candidate nga banaye ngenda kuzomezi 14 temunera biranga kakata ino okudaya abagaye nga banaye 15 temunera biranga so ne messaging ajitta
that until we are in a digital era.
Yes.
So, why aren't candidates taking advantage of the digital era?
The internet...
bakola campaigns online and offline. Wherever they say physically, bakola campaigns online.
The penetration of internet in this country and the use of smartphones and social media naye ina limitations zaayo. Kakati ffe twagala abalonzi bonna because all Ugandans are equal and their votes carry the same weight. Therefore sijja kurelayinga nnyo ku abo abali tech survey abali ku Twitter abayina access to a smartphone and they can afford internet. The majority actually aba relying ku other forms of traditional media. Yes. Abamu ba relying ngo ina kubatuukako abamu sibai
what radio is penetrating
and radio it is also a huge inconvenience kuba ogenda kutuuka ku radio zimunga waliyo abatazirina nga information etuuka mu bitundu ebyo it is by word of mouth. Chivola wandigambye nti ate mukubarale buli candidate tumuwe banga agende nga addressing a media but the reason as to why tugenda mbitundu ebintu awamu it is by word of mouth kati tubadde nkugamba nti in some areas ba candidates ba frustrating okwesimbawo because there was no internet and the commission will tell you that we are not the suppliers of internet naffe we are relying on the infrastructure of Uganda nti wano wetuli internet naffe ina obuzibu
the internet is
yes kakati tuyinza kungana that because we're in a digital era to concentrating enyo mostly it is good that we are moving towards that direction. However, we should also recognize the challenges that are still ahead.
Okuzayo ku point ye y'okuba nti ba candidates oba abantu batambudde nnyo ne sloganeering tebalina nnyo message. Whose problem is it? Zaffe abalonzi nti tetuleetedde bantu bano kubanga batuwa ekintu ekiri concrete oba zaaba abaagala otukulembera nti tebarespectinze be baagala kulembera.
It is in two folds. Ekisooka abakulembeze teba havinze what we call a people-centered campaign. Campaign webanga eri people-centered osooka in developing a manifesto.
Which of they have that?
Yes, which they have. Naye ng'okola manifesto nga eri tailored towards the people's needs. Sinawulirayo, and I will be informed, any political party that formulated a very nice manifesto that first made the consultations with the areas that of the people that they want to represent to enrich their manifestos. Shobola abantu candidate wabanga agenda mu kitundu, ebizibu ebire Karamojja ate sibi ebiri erakai
kituufu. So
yadde tufuna tuba tuwogera ku national issues naye ate balina okwera mu manifesto yo nti fe abe Karamojja mu manifesto eno kikye tulinamu fe abe Rakai ki ekye tulinamu nga fe abe Bunyoro. So
tiwe tugenda Rakai,
yes.
What message fits abantu be Rakai?
Yes.
Bizibu ki ebibaluma? Ate
yo message erina okubanga nayo bw'ongisoma mu manifesto neeraba munzi owe Rakai neeraba munzi owe Bunyoro nira munze waruwa kakati wokola manifesto nga eri general nga eri generalizing of all areas of Uganda which have specific unique problems or making obanga oli detached with the reality. Nti bajja bajja bisomamu bakunologinge nti this is a very good manifesto naye terini mu kinyusi ffe kisobola tu intriguinga kugamba nti we are part of this.
Does not relate with the people.
Yes, of this cause. So eyo ensonga emu. Ensonga ey'okubiri ye y'abantu okubanga they have the lack of empathy and the lack of general disinterest in politics. Nti abantu balina detachment gye bataddewo regards elections, regarding politics and politicians. Nti in the circumstances they have seen it all. They have elected people they believe that could represent them fully, but at the end of the day they have been disappointed. They have elected people and lined up, wasted their time, and the Electoral Commission has done otherwise. And they have declared some other candidate. Abasinga ne batuuka ekiseera nga balaba nti politics has become as an avenue of trading insults, of demeaning people, and of creating an atmosphere that is not conducive for everybody. Kati awo nabo ne bagamba atubibalekedde kuba kugambye nti we have I don't know if it is deliberate, refused for the last 4 years to have issue-based politics. Tubade to running narratives, to running chants and slogans. Instead of getting critical issues, abantu kubana rendo wagainti ono Sadati Masiruka. Wetumulaba kino kyayimiddeko. Nti ensonga zayimiddeko nti zezino nti wetumulaba tumanyi nti ABC
ensonga ze za Simba.
Yes, tajja compromising ku zino. Naye tewali candidate gosolaga nti ku kino ne kino ono ye za symbolizinga.
Naye kakati bwe tutunuulira ensonga bwe zityo nga bwatyo politics, let's say it has taken the turn nga gwe omwatwa gwe tukutte. Can you just painting a picture in the future?
Well,
how it will be mo 2026 nga people are voting the chants, not the messages.
That means that each and every 5 years we shall have new legislators. Kitegeeza nti anasinga okubeera ne popular chant
enesinga okwatwa abantu omugamba
that very time
yagenda okufuna.
So era oli tajja concentrating ku service delivery, ajja concentrating on how do I keep myself popular, how do I make sure that I get the necessary traffic, people to know that I do exist, nze nsigale nga bannonda naye nga siyina tangible results. Era kijja kutuleetera n'abakulembeze abakyabulamu olw'ensonga nti being popular and being a good leader, they are two different things, and actually in most cases they are opposite. kakati wetubanga tubesinga okuchoosing who can lead us nga tubesinze on how somebody can galvanize a chant, create a populism approach, nafuna obukulembeze. That means that each and every election cycle tujja kuba tunoonya ani atrendinga than ani asobola okutusavinga.
Okay, ensonga ndowooza tuzitegedde bulungi nnyo. Kino kindeetera okubanga mbabuuza mmwe ab'ekibiina kya DF. Temuyina presidential candidate. Is there someone you are supporting?
Well, ekibiina it is an entity on its own that speaks through its organs. Ekibiina, one of the organs ekiba nakyo kiba ne delegates conference, kiba ne national executive committee, kiba ne national council. The topmost organ is the National Council. National Council yatula neisa resolution. Tetugenda participating in the 2026 general elections at the presidential level. However, we are not going to support any other candidate. Why? Because ngamba candidate betulabawo so far
Tewali
yali aligninze ne ideologies zaffe n'ebigendero byaffe. Tewali yali atusuubiza nti nze ku issues zammwe ku electoral reforms kwenyimiridde nange, ku issues zammwe on the release of all political prisoners including Dr. Kizza Besigye, I am standing with you. Kuba candidates abaaliwo, nobody had equally approached us formally n'atugaa nti badnaye
tusaba buwagizi bwammwe.
Yes, so tekisooka kuba nti kugambye era senga that request had come yandiise through those organs netuka mu National Council negisalawo. Naye olw'ensonga ezo nti tewali ayimiridde ku nsonga ffe ze tuyimiriddeko mu kalulu kano teri n'omwazi officially kutugamba nti nze bannaye nsobola okuteekawo arrangement netukolagana netutambuza bwe tuti ensonga therafu netusalawo tetulina gwe tugenda kuwagira.
So mugambye let the best candidate win oba opposition oba alieri?
Well, we are an opposition political party and it would be our pride if an opposition political party takes power.
Twagedde ku digital era. Njagala relating in digital activism. We have seen a shift in activism nti yava ku street nadda online. Naye bw'otunuulira ku digital activism eno, does it still influence real change? Is it influencing real change as per the situation in Uganda currently?
The emergence of digital activism at the onset was a very novel and innovative mechanism of doing activism and holding leaders accountable.
Yes.
Era kya achieving some level of success. However, nga any other good initiative, sometimes they get to be hijacked. So digital activism then natandika okubeera prone to blackmail, to propaganda and other mechanisms of abuse of the internet freedoms. Nti, whereas some elements are using it to actually hold leaders accountable, some are exploiting it to propagate blackmail, propaganda against the very leaders that they want to hold accountable. So it's creating a doubt in the entire digital space of activism. Nekirala nekitta nekituyita the physical interaction and physical agitation for real change. Nti instead of people organizing themselves to show their dissatisfaction on the streets physically, they have resorted to sitting in their sitting rooms and agitating, which does not actually create a pinch. Because
develop hashtags.
Yes, they develop hashtags. Because in most cases, you will find that the people that are agitating do not have a physical touch with the population. For instance, there was an issue of in a row of lack of solar panels, and I think the Speaker of Parliament had promised to restock but that health facility. However, it took 4 years. Now, people that were agitating were people from Arua, but they are not physically in Arua. Now, how does the person in Arua that is actually mostly affected by this lack of energy in the hospital participate? Because the one that is refusing to do so will say that those ones are shouting that they are not actually the beneficiaries. Now the beneficiaries are seated.
Naye obuzibu nzawo siraba obuzibu because even if I am not a beneficiary, my work as an advocate is to advocate for what is just.
Yes.
And what is fair.
Yes.
So, ne bwe mbanga mbeera jinja, ng'ekala moja babbye solar panels ezirina okubeera ku ddwaliro. As an advocate, nina okuvaayo to call out bad character.
Yes.
So and you don't come out and say you are not a beneficiary, and so you do not have a touch with the impact of the lack of solar panels.
I am not blaming the online activists. What I'm saying is that it creates obwannakigwanyizi. Nti bo abakirimu directly, they are not complaining.
No.
Gwe ali ataliwo, you are fighting on their behalf, but bo benyini tebataddeyo initiative okulaga nti really oli kyalwanirira waggulu naffe kyetwagala. Kyengezaako point yetegezaako okuleeta eri nti online activism translated into real action on the streets. Nti ojja kubeera eyo ogambe nti abantu b'egindi bafa, abantu b'egindi naye nga bo tebasobola kwekulamu mulimu gw'oignitinze online gufuuke real wansi ku ground.
Oyagala mobilization that people are doing online bagireete ku ground.
The mobilization should translate into real action on the ground, because the purpose of online mobilization not to stop there but to achieve real results.
Hasn't there been online protests ezirese change ku ground?
Online protests jemmanyeemu yali egezezaako n'okutranslating into
real change ku ground.
yali ekubye focus ku parliament. Yes, however, there is a lot of online activism that actually is just moves in waves. It does not even have actual impact on the ground, and it is moving from one hashtag to another, other than translating into real action and getting tangible results. There is a lot of mismanagement in the judiciary. There is a lot of disappearance and kidnap of people. However, there is only online voices that are talking about that. No initiative has been done to make this actually a national issue and really a physical issue. Yet, fenna kitukwatako. Ekyo kiddayo nti the online activism ebeera successful nga erese impact obanga egalvanize nze fenna netujja mu online spaces netujja netugiteeka in action on the ground.
So how then do we translate this online activism okugireeta ku ground okulaba nti ereeta change mu bantu?
What being genuine?
Oyagala gamba mu bantu abali active online, they are not as genuine.
You see, 80%, or if not 50, okay, let me not say 80%. The percentage of those that we are seeing mostly fighting online, they do not have a physical, what we call a physical address, or an attachment that so and so has said, for instance, this has happened, let we show our dissatisfaction. That kind of person, you cannot attach their name to a face. Kati, people will not follow. They will follow you online, but they cannot follow on the streets. So there is a lot of working into pseudo accounts. There are a lot of online agitation of people that are infamous or unknown. Kakati, jukira nti wetuwanga tugamba that we are actually activists. We must attach value to the word activists. Nti activists, you stand for what you believe in, no matter the circumstances or the costs. Now, you are agitating people to come on streets online.
But you are in a pseudo account.
They do not know. Then they are saying, let us go. But you are the one that is giving them information. You are the one that is well versed with the information. But you cannot lead them to the streets. So they will also only come and support and retreat, and life ends there. Because you yourself, you cannot be seen at the forefront in agitating on what you are telling them to do.
naye obuzibu katuki relating n'abakulembeze baffe bwe tunulira ku mulembe gwa Dr. Kizza Besigye bwe wabeerangawo issue people based issue ng'akulembera ku street nagamba naye tuko emirendo gy'ebintu gyekanamye abantu bakooye so he will go on the street to act as an example. So abakulembeze betulina ku guno omulembe should we say nti they do not have the omutima gwa activism oba ogambye mbu activist yalina okuba activist no matter what happens to them. You should be ready. The threats, the imprisonment, the abduction, you'll be ready for everything. So tugambe nti abakulembeze betufunye mu mulembe guno. They are not, relating with the issues of the people oba tebanayiga kubeera nnyo ku ground oba batya. Run okutya nako kubeera. Because anything can happen to you if you just come out and bring out your head.
You see, zisubira nti batya. Because tuina app gye bayita TikTok whereby people have used it obviously in a different way other than agitating for the cause. But in this, people make video calls. So that means that they are ready for the circumstances where their videos will go.
But if I am making a video call, I am in Canada.
That is where the dissatisfaction comes from. Inti ye activist ali one project kumugamba nti goro kubo shooting the video in your comfort in your apartment in Canada, ye aje achiteke in action on your behalf. So that's ekyo kikulaga nti omukulembeze ne wa activist tosobola leading abantu mu lutalo lutasobola making sacrifices for. No matter the circumstances, I know there are a lot of laws, a lot of intimidation, there is a lot of arrests, a lot of kidnap and arrests. However, wobanga oli ku cause ngoyagala ku leading abantu, it cannot be an online endeavor to send without you actual positive participation. Chovolaba chiwanyo opportunity abadi campaigning oba bakuba narrative zezo nti agamba nti let the people abagitating balidinge. Why is it supposed to always be you, yet the people that actually are well versed with these issues are not where to be seen? And being a leader, you do not find it good or actually appeasing when your people are being mistreated, your people are being hounded. And for you say that for me, let me just pass on the information. I keep in my comfort zone, but my people are being arrested. They are being threatened. If the threats are to start, let they start with you. If they are arrested, let they start with you. That's why good leaders lead at the forefront.
They don't lead from
and we're in a generation whereby people will talk about something, it will trend, but it will not go beyond that.
Yes.
Because leaders are not ready to be at the forefront, walking the talk of the things they have promised.
But you sinzira ku point zo what the current political atmosphere or ratings at 4 out of 10. Tugambe nti ne digital activism contributing ze kubeera nga ejjamu koka momentum mu kalulu.
Ate mu aspect ya dissemination of information, awareness amongst the population,
yes,
especially the elite population, digital activism is very key. Promoting the new self-awareness and civic competence of the population. Era abantu ne 4 out of 10 jetulineyo, it is almost given to the online interactions and conversations that are ongoing regarding the governance of this country. You'll find that the traditional media can easily be controlled. However, the online media has been able to enlighten and bring to the fore most of the things that would have been hidden by the traditional media. Okay. So the fall that we are having is because we have an active online space whereby very many people are actively disseminating information and giving opinions regarding politics.
Tuyina engeri esobola okuddamu kwoli activism wa street because oyo gwe twavaako ne tudde eno. Is there a way? nti tusobola okuzza activism oli eyaliwo ku street ng'abantu we balaba ensonga bajja kwesowolayo bagende ku streets bagambe this is wrong.
Yes.
How do we do that?
It is just about having leaders that are ready to lead at the forefront. Because the leaders we are having at the moment, they are only good at making narrations. Because if a leader is dissatisfied with something, they have options. 1, talk about it. 2, make means of stopping that thing to happen again. So if we only stop at talking about it, we can never come back to the streets to have what we call the physical interactions with our problems.
Katugende ku presidential campaigns, when you look at ekibiina kya NRM, they are protecting the gains they have achieved in the past 40 years. Bwe tunuulira ebibiina ebirala ebya opposition, everyone has their own different manifestos. Buli omu alina bya promisinga okukolera eggwanga Uganda. Ne bwe tunuulira candidate w'ekibiina kya NRM, ne message gyali mu kuwaaba and how he's doing his campaigns. He doesn't seem like he's asking for votes. Botunuulira ku ngeri gyali mukolamu campaigns ze, he seems really comfortable. Sigamba nti he's on pressure nti alina abantu abali contesting against him. It seems like kana akalulu kamwanguyidde nnyo as compared to the previous ones. What is your take on that?
Akalulu tekanaba kugwa, so tozaga nti kamwanguyidde.
Naye bwotunuulira engeri gyali mukolamu campaigns ze.
Kyekisooka. No, there are issues regarding that.
What are the issues?
Ekisooka lwaki akalulu omukalabanga we kali on their side. Otandikira ku the slogan they chose.
Who? The NRM.
NRM, which is protecting
the gains.
In their belief, they believe they have made some gains. So,
in your belief, you don't believe they've made some gains.
In their belief,
how about in your own?
You see, when you talk of promoting, it is what? Protecting the gains.
Yes.
I must feel it in my pocket that I have acquired some 20,000 and I am protecting the 20,000. If the young person does not have the 20,000, does not have a job to protect, does not have an health insurance, does not have school fees, does not have where to earn a living, does not have money, is actually overtaxed, there's no gain they are protecting. It is just people consolidating their loot that they have so far acquired. So, boba believing inti baina kye bakoze. N'olwekyo tobeera
so bali mukukuuma ekyo kye bakoze.
So era ne campaign yaabwe kulaga nti we are comfortable protecting so far what we have
gained.
We have gained. Kakati tosuubira muntu ayaayaana ku campaigning ng'omuntu alina kyakuuma. Eyakumeganzi kyeza nti weekiri nyongerako buongezi. Ayaayaana yaga nti njagala nteekewo ki. N'ekirala, being comfortable in the campaign is as a result of the Public Order and Management Act. Titekkiriza bimala bya opposition, if not in elections, to go out to the public to sell their agenda.
But
kati tutunuulira candidate kwata emyaka 2 emabega nga wadde campaigninga under the PDM tours. Ebitundu bye mugamba okuddamu campaigninga abibaddemu for the last 2 years. Ng'akola campaign almost all areas of this country azigenzeemu under the pretext of the PDM tours.
Ngalambula PDM program.
Bw'okugamba nti leero awummudde yakola dda campaign waga nti kikuzaayo ku kiri. They are protecting what they have already so far amassed. Nti gwe otandise campaign ng'eyagitandika dda emyaka emeka, gwe otandise campaign ng'eteekatera okukkiriza na kufuluma headquarters zo kugenda bitundu birala. Naye yamaze emyaka 2 nga all parts of this country azigenzeemu ate physically.
Ngalambula projects za PDM.
Abadde campaigning under the guise of PDM tours. Kakati kino ali mugezaako kuteekako icing on the sugar. Ku cake yagibakinga dda. Kakati
kyovola ntulabe ennaku ezimu nga leero president atambudde awumuddemu.
Kubanga yagendayo dda bagenzo bakkiriza campaigninga nga yabasookayo dda. Era tewaliwo equality in arms. Nti goyina emyezi 3 okutambula ebitundu ebyo byonna naye abitambulidde emyaka 2. Kakati kikyagenda okukola mu myezi 3 kyatakoze emyaka 2 mabega. n'olwekyo
nanti luli abadde nga taselinga message ya manifesto ye luli tubadde nga ku issue ya PDM
anti ekyo narrative gwaji painting akugambye abadde campaigninga era nga watuka
no it is you who is painting a different narrative to the population.
Yes, because he has been campaigning and that is why in most areas he has reached yatuukangayo nga agaba ku ssente yatuukangayo nga agaba ku bintu yatuukangayo nga agoba kuba bapwale performing civil servants yatuukangayo nga waba natuuka mu kitundu enguudo zaawo nga sinime kolwe mulaba ku zitractor so yagenda campaigninga nga making sure message ye etuuka ku buli kyalo mu bitundu ebyo without elections nakozesa the power of the incumbency kakati naye nga abamuvuganya oba baka abamobilize outside ng'etteeka livayo libakola ki libakwata so wadde n'obuta campaigninga kuba yakikola dda emyezi 3 alina kyagenda kipya kyagenda kusiringa kyogamba okutunda manifesto gy'ataatunda era n'okugamba nti they are protecting gains ye waaba atambudde alaba alina byakoze byo bitalabika
no ebbanga lyamala nga atambula ng'alambula PDM programs or PDM projects ekitegeeza yalaba nti alina byakoze of which they are protecting as the party of NRM.
Anti nze nakugambye dda protecting the gains must also translate into reality.
Yes.
So yes, in reality what gains is can a young person comfortably stand to say that I'm protecting, that I'm running a small scale business that is overtaxed, that I am renting a shop in an arcade whereby I'm supposed to pay in dollars, that I have spent years after graduation that I do not have a job, that I applied for a job but due to nepotism it was given to somebody else whereas I was qualified for the same. So there is nothing to protect there.
But when you listen to these candidates, the presidential candidates, and the messages they are selling to the people, you find that some of them, not all of them, some of them have touched real issues eziruma abantu, while others bayinza okuba nga tebannayiga to package the message to okugiwa abantu, naye nga abamu balina message entuufu. Naye okuzaayo ku NRM katono nnyo, how do we draw the line between when the president lwali mu kukola emirimu gye nga president w'eggwanga naddi lwa campaigninga nga candidate w'ekibiina kya NRM?
Yes. The Democratic Front byebyo ebintu byeyogerako mu electoral reforms. And also the conduct of the transition. For instance, tugambe nti ekisanja kya president kiweddeyo tali eligible kuddamu kwesimbawo. Kati obudde nga tali mu campaign ate tagenda kukomawo nga president. How do we prepare ourselves as a nation on bringing in a new president? Two, president oyo wabanga akyesimbawo powers kizasigaza na ziriwa zakola ki zabanga takyasobola ku effectively to exercise.
When we had term limits in the constitution, ebyo ebintu tebya stating properly, because when you put in term limits, then we know that you realize there will be that time when the sitting president isn't going for campaigns, but still we expect another president coming in. So kitegeeza waliwo ebintu awo bye bastating, and I should be that before they remove the
1995 constitution of Uganda nga bweri amended, waliwo clauses ezimu, waliwo articles ezimu ezitafunanga budde kutestingibwa. Kozesebwako
tezigezesebwangako kuba bakagituukako ne bagijjawo.
Bamugituukako ng'eva bamutuukako yatamlimisi bamutuuka ku myaka ne bagijjawo. So kati conversation tusobola gihavinga nga tutestinze ku those articles.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, tuli ku Mighty Drive tutambulira ddala n'omukulu Maseru Kasadat ava mu kibiina kya Democratic Front era nga ensonga azitanya bulungi nnyo. Twogera ku byabufuzi nga bwe biri mu kutambula mu ggwanga Uganda n'abakulembeze nga bwe bali mu kunoonyamu obululu, and how they are selling their messages to the people and what kind of messages are they selling. Abamu bagambye dda campaigns tezilimu vibe, as well as Marcel agrees that by rating the momentum at 4 out of 10. Ensonga lwaki agamba tezirimu, it is because candidates abamu bafelinga very comfortable. But I want to ask you, olowooza opposition ngayo building the pressure eyinza okumaking the current president to feel some kind of discomfort oba okulaba nti gwanetaaga okukolawo kino eno. Have you built that kind of pressure mweno campaign?
Well, opposition kuba ever ready participating in an election. Unfortunately, in this election,
you seem not ready.
We seem not to be ready, because one, the first efforts that would have been geared towards were to have a joint presidential candidate, so that all our small efforts are galvanized, so that we have one big force. Yeah. Two, we had to make sure nti wabeerawo a semblance of fairness in the elections. Naye from the word go in the nomination processes, some candidates were denied an opportunity to nominate, and the reasons up to date they have never gotten them. Yet they are Ugandans, they are equally fit to contest for presidency, and the law allows them. However, backwards a technicality tebalina signatures, and almost all opposition political parties, almost all, had failed to fulfill the requirement of having the required signatures to contest for presidency. Okay. That is one. Two, nechituzayo in the disunity that has been occurring in parliament and in the opposition circles, whereby there has been a lot of disunity and friendly fires instead of fighting for the common enemy. So nechitubanga tufragmentize nnyo tetusobodde kukwataganira wamu okulaba nti oli walina obunafu omulala amuyambako. So agamaanyi netulemu okugafuna, so netubanga tugenze mu kalulu nga we are all isolated entities, nga buli omu alwana nga ye era alwana ku lulwe okulaba nga aleeta enkyukakyuka ye gyakkiririzaamu, which makes us weaker because we are disjointed, we are disunited, and we are not working in harmony. So
bwetunuuliranga embeera nga bw'ogimenyeemenye, olowooza opposition, does the opposition stand a chance of winning this election?
Winning an election,
any opposition candidate, because bebasinga obungi, out of 8 the 7 are opposition.
Despite the weaknesses of the opposition and the unfairness in the laws and the ways elections are conducted in this country, when you move around the country, the Ugandan people are ripe for change. So I believe that at the right time, which is now, you will be surprised that an oppositional candidate can emerge as the president of this country.
Well, talking about the Ugandan people, let's focus on the youth as we conclude our show. Can you rate the participation of the youth mu kalulu kano? So kuturetingire nga osinzira kwabo abanominating vis-a-vis those that are giving in support to the candidates that are coming to ask for votes.
Actually, I give it to the youth. I think most of the shows that we've been doing here on the TikTok and somewhere else, they're aiding efforts. Very many young people have contested for electoral positions. The only issue that is going to delay their victory is the commercialization of the politics in this country. Most of the young people may not have gotten the resources to actually be able to galvanize the necessary votes and support. But many young people have contested in these elections. I will give an example. When you go to areas like Kampala, you go to districts like Wakiso, you'll find that in one constituency there are 11 candidates. And in the 11 candidates, you'll find that 9 out of the 11 are young people. And it would have been more had the fees for nomination been lower. So abavubuka betanide nnyo offering a leadership. Ekigenda okubalemesa, it is the inexperience and the lack of the resources due to the commercialization of politics and the voter apathy.
Does that communicate nti abavubuka bategedde their role ng'abavubuka oba kinyumo? It is the wave nti mulembe gwa abavubuka vayo gende wesimbewo?
No, abavubuka mu elections role y'abavubuka ziri bbiri, to participate as candidates and as voters to campaign and support people of their generation. They have gotten one. They are contesting. The question is, are they going to vote? We are here to test that. The question is, are they going to galvanize what we call a youthful agenda? That we are only supporting people who are having youthful ideas.
Yes.
So those two are still on the test. But for one, they have provided themselves to offer leadership.
Okay, talking about voting and leadership, elites bavuddeyo nga baba calling out nga bagamba mwa abantu abategeera why people should be voting and butya okulonda bwe kuyinza okyusa embeera mu ggwanga naye ate mwa abasinga obutalonda. What stops elites from kubeera nga participating mu kulonda?
One, lack of an issue-based campaign. Elite ayagala amayinti agenda kulonda ku nsonga so that are holding accountable ku nsonga ezo.
So bw'otalonda
Nanti bw'otalonda kuba otuba nga tuli mu jangu nga there is a forest of ideas nga tewali critical issue oli kwa basing on, there is no reason as to why an elite person ajja n'akulonda. Era ekiteesawo manifestos ezo to capture the voters nti ononda kwene ensonga, si kugamba nti because sawa ya kulonda we go any mass. Era wogamba nti wobanga tolonze akaluko kafidu era ajja kugamba nti nkakuwa ku nsonga ki, kiringa kugenda mu dduuka kugula bintu ojja kubuuza nti eno quality gyengula eri quality ki, weba seriyo sendi zange nzizaayo. Kakati the elites bagezako nnyo okureadinga through the conversations that are ongoing, ono gwe tulonda ensonga ze ziri ki era yagenda tukolera ki. So this interest etandikirawo. Secondly, nejam with the quality of leaders that are aspiring to lead them. Togenda kuveri and you are running a campaign against elites and you need elites votes. Togenda kuveri ngoyagala mulimu gwaba elite ninga tiba elite bokuba. Sinza kujja wano ku show nga njagala
kwagala ne bana mawulire.
Yes, atenga bana
mawulire botukulako
bensiba nkola kati ojja kubulwa nana kukyaza. So also nangi wembanga nzija wano nandiyagadde nzijenga omunamawulire agenda okuinterviewinga ali quality ne munamawulire andigambe negoleta ensonga ze tugenda okugera kazi tegeera. Kakati ekyo nakyo ba elites babuuza nti niwe twagala okusindika mu parliament ensonga zaayo bazitegeera. Kakati naga nti batazitegeera bane bakole ki? Let me not contribute in that.
Nalabyo omubaka nalaba omubaka Ssemujju Nganda ngagamba nti abamu mbu they are representatives of leaders abali mu parliament babu representing abantu baabwe ate ne ba representing n'abamu ku babaka abali mu parliament abatasobola kwe representing. So when you say nti abamu tebamanyi na mirimu gyabwe gye balina kukola mu parliament, abamu they haven't even built the confidence okubanga boogera ku floor ya parliament. Ekyo nno naye ekyokuvaayo ne bagamba nti fenga abayivu tetugenda kulonda olw'ensonga nti abeesimbyewo tebalina message, simu abaziise eggwanga lyaffe.
You see nkizizayo ne ku quality ya candidate nti oba candidate omufu taba na message, taba na agenda era nomwe batagusobola. Kakati lwaki ncontributinga okuleeta candidate oba okuleeta omukulembeze agenda ate okwonoona obwonoonyi?
Why aren't the leaders standing up to represent the people?
Yes, thank you. The bastardization of politics. Nti politics yafuuse wa kuvuma, yafuuse wa insults. Nti jane PhD yo ne bagala okuyisanga omuvuzi wa boda boda. Whereas fena tuli bana Uganda nga twenkanya akalu naye ate tetwenkanya station in life.
Temwenkanya stature.
Tetwenkanya station in life nti engeri era ne chairman wa boda boda abawamayo okusinga wa boda boda kuki?
Okusinga member.
Kakati ate nze olw'okubanga nti nina PhD
tondaba bulala
oyagala ondabe bulala naye nga ate gwe chairman wali ku boda stage omutwalira mu kitiibwa ekyamaanyi ennyo nti chairman wange okitegeera. So tuba mu stations za njawulo in life era tulina okwa-approachinga situations bwezityo. Ba elites baganye okwetaba mu politics olw'okuba nti afuuse wakuvuma, wakudimininga, wakublackmailinga na kuinsultinga. Aina career beyond politics. Aina life beyond politics.
Yes.
Kakati lwaki ekyo takikulekera n'asigaza okuba nti asigaza ekitiibwa ng'omuntu. So had all those things been catered for, nekirala the brutalization and lack of respect for leaders in this country Nti why should somebody offer themselves to lead nga tumugenda muwa respect? Why should somebody sacrifice themselves to come and lead you nga mugenda kubeera nga he's a punching bag for every Tom, Dick and Harry?
So gwenga elite bwogana okubanga weewaayo okulembera abantu, then you offer yourself to be led by someone who you are saying atategeera na mulimo gwe nga omukulembeze.
You see, choices have consequences. If an elite person refuses to contest, yes, they will be led by those that are not worthy.
Yes.
However much, they will not be part of sanctifying such kind of leadership. Era n'ekirala tetugamba nti elite tebagala kuparticipating. Nibagala basooke batekewo embeera esobozesa buli munnayuganda elite or not nga asobola okweyagalira mu ggwanga lye, asobola okwesimbawo mu bukulembeze ng'ate tajjolongeddwa, because waliwo growing in the society nti being an elite is now becoming a problem.
It is actually a case. Someone has to, you know.
And that's why they are saying katubawo opportunity, because ekinewunyisa nti oli bwagenda mu parliament ng'ebitabo bibulako kyasooka okola kwe kugenda obbinoonya.
Yes.
Afuuka ani?
Afuuka elite. Yes, afuuka elite.
Naye yazze akuba ki?
Elite.
Kati niweebuuza what was the purpose? So buli muntu nga bwe tugamba nti buli omu alina opportunity. Bakuwa opportunity naawe ogezeeko nga reframese.
Naye kati bwe tubanga tuwadde abantu opportunity, aren't we leaving our country to the dogs now?
This country will be here, and one of the ways of rectifying the wrongs this country has suffered is by actually showing the people that the direction we're taking is wrong, but they have to first take that direction.
You have to first leave them take the direction.
They have to first
the consequences. Now,
yes. So when you tell them that when you go that side, that's the wrong direction, they will listen to you. But now they will not listen before they experiencing that direction. Because I am very aware and well sure that there are certain areas in this country that cannot elect certain people as MPs because they have tested them.
Yes.
So why do you deny them the chance of testing the bitterness of the medicine?
So mobatadde basoke bagezeeko.
Is there a choice? If that's what they want, and it is the majority that decides, let they test those leaders. When they are ready to understand that this is how a leader must be brought up, they will actually say that eriba atuwabya. Before that, they will not. You go to Kempe South, they will tell you.
How consequential is that to the whole country?
It's a setback to the whole country. However, it is a lesson that wetubanga twogera ku politics, twogera ku bintu ebi affecting abantu. We are talking about managing people's lives. If we choose to gamble with people's lives, there's nothing ISA that can do to save people that don't want to be saved. If they believe that the person that they are sending to represent them is the well-suited person, I cannot stop them or challenge them. The only thing I can do is not to participate in bringing that person. However, I will sit at the corner and tell them that after some time that you made a wrong decision, it is time we correct that decision. But before that, I will be actually the enemy. And that is the problem where there is a lot of challenges, a lot of mudslinging against being an elite in this country. Because people believe that being an elite is now an insult.
Yeah.
So the elites are saying, okay, it is for us all. We shall not participate.
We suffer all.
Let we suffer all. We shall come back and as a whole we correct ourselves.
Correct our mistakes.
Yes, because at the moment you will be sacrificed at the altar of populism. Because
isn't there a way we can correct the mistake now before we let it, taking a shape?
You see,
because it is just growing. People thinking into your mutu okubanga yasoma wachitibwa, it is now a case they have to hold you against it. So it is something that is growing.
It can be tamed, but in the long term. Ngawe nakugambye nti omwana yenna ne bwaba nga omugaye nti ogwo muliro anamala gukwatako nekola ki
ne gumwocha
era ne wona mugano tanga tanda gutestinga nti muliro tajja kola ki
tajja kukakana
kakati we have accepted nti there is a lot of animosity against elites.
Yes.
An opportunity can be given to other Ugandans that are not elites.
Tulabe ensi bagitamba.
And the world will move. Other than forcing ourselves or forcing people on what they don't like. And that is the bit of democracy.
Well, nga tumaliriza show yaffe y'olunaku lwaleero njagala tuwe message abavubuka abesimbyewo naddala abo abanominatingiddwa naye nga bali genda mu participatinga mu kalulu akali highly commercialized naye nga tebalina kasente. Advice eri etya?
Advice eri abavubuka abesimbyewo, one, it is a milestone to contest and to be nominated to contest.
Yeah.
The next step is to message and to package yourselves as leaders of now and in the future. Some of us may not be able to be successful in this particular election, but the seed that would have sowed will be the beacon that will enable you get support in the future. So to packaging bulungi, to having a clear message, to reaching out to as many people as possible, especially people of the same generation, people who share the same problems, same ideas, and people of the same level of suffering. So we also should utilize the existing technological era that we have been born in, so that we reach out to very many people at a minimal cost. Yeah. However, the most important thing is to preserve ourselves for the future by contesting and participating in politics reasonably.
Thank you so much.
Yes, abalabi ba TikTok machagaleero tweyanza nnyo okubanga buli kadde mutu omukisa okujja ne twogerako eri eggwanga wamu ne management ya TikTok TV. Yes, from the Democratic Front tugamba nti we mean business. We have established ourselves in the last 4 months and we find and believe that as we grow and as time goes on, we shall be a force to reckon with. You are welcome to our offices and we can have a discussion as people, as Ugandans.
Well, thank you so much, Sadat. Okubanga otwegaseko olunaku lwaleero kwogera ensonga ez'eggwanga Uganda, ensonga zibadde za byabufuzi. Tutambudde nga buli nsonga tujja tugikoonako. Otusuubira nti ojeemu ekyokuyiga. Era gwe nga candidate ali mu kitundu kyo, you now know what to look for ngogenda kweyo rally ya candidate oyo ali mu kitundu ne wakubadde LOC MOP oba oya yegwanyiza okubanga atukulemberanga president w'eggwanga for the next 5 years. Njagala okubasaba nti akaseera kano tekaba kangu nnyo, so tubeere abantu abegendereza ababeera very careful nga participating in this election process era tusobole okuba nti twekumanga tuli balamu. So that you protect your vote, protect that vote before you cast it, because oyinza okutambula recklessly ate okulonda ne kusanga mu ddwaliro ntasobola kulonda oba ne kusanga mu komera notasobola kubanga ate olonda. So njagala okubasaba tubeere abantu ab'obuvunaanyizibwa nga tuparticipatinga mu kalulu kano era tugende tusupportinge abantu baffe nga tulina kye tunoonyaayo. That is what we have called the message. Oyo gwogenda okuwuliriza wuliriza nnyo kyayagala okubakolera era ebyo byabagamba okubakolera mwenga ab'ekitundu ky'e Busoga. Is that your problem? Kyekizibu nnyo kye muyina oba waliyo ebirala bye batakoonyeeko ate nga bye bisinga okubanga ate bibanyigiriza? Is sugarcane your problem as the people of Busoga or early pregnancies? Because there are a lot of issues. Kati when someone comes there nabagamba ngenda kubanga mbasolovingira ensonga y'ebikajjo, is that your most pressing problem? If it is not, mu bantu babo mbategeeze mbagambe bannaye yes ensonga y'ebikajjo nkambwe nate tulina ebintu ebirala ebisinga okutunyigirizanga Abasoga other than letting people to think for you. Njagala okubaagaliza olunaku olungi tusinkana olunaku olw'enkya essaawa zigenda kubeera 2 ez'okumakya. Very good morning. Have yourself a good day.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.